piano over here, and the girl's going to do a song just before I preach tonight. This song, we started doing it a couple of years ago. We were in Illinois, and there was a men's trio that sang that night in the service. It was actually a students' convention, and our son Ethan was participating in the solo vocals participation as well as playing his violin. And this men's trio sang that night prior to the preaching service, and God moved in on that service. God used this song to grip the hearts of probably somewhere around 300 to 400 high school students that were there at that convention, Christian school convention.
Amen.
The song was written by the gentleman that played the piano and was also the lead singer in the trio. It was an outgrowth of what he had gone through in his life. Just as we sang a moment ago, the song Help Me Stand, that was written by a brother down in, at the time he was pastoring down in Callahan, Florida, Brother Dalton Robertson. He wrote that as he was going through a difficult time in his ministry. All of us have times where we face hardships, we face struggles and battles. And there's sometimes in the midst of going through a deep valley and a trial where it's real easy for us to look around and say, Lord, where are you in the midst of all this? Sometimes it's easy for you and me to allow our flesh to question and doubt as to whether or not God guides us and directs us. Oftentimes we hear the verse used from Psalm 23 when it says, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Oftentimes we'll hear that verse used in reference to a funeral. But when you look at the psalm, what the psalmist says there, he says, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death.
Right.
He doesn't die in the valley, but he's got to go through the valley. Sometimes it feels like we may die. Sometimes it may feel like what's been placed on us is more than we can handle. Well, this brother that wrote this song was written going through probably the deepest, darkest time that a person can go through. If you've ever, as a parent, had to experience the difficulty of having to bury a child, that was what this brother had gone through. And the heartache and the heartbreak of losing a child. As parents, we anticipate one day our children will bury us. We don't anticipate having to bury our children. But God's way is perfect. His will is perfect. He knows exactly what we can and cannot handle. And the song that he sang, that the man sat down and he wrote, and they sang that night, grew out of that experience. I want you to listen as Diana and the girls sing the song entitled You Were There.
Here